Hello everyone. So, just randomly, a story came into my mind, and it's a beautiful story. It reminds you of humility, with something we are we wish to see in every individual these days. So, I would like to share it with you all. The story is a mythological story from our Hindu mythology. Many of you already knows about the story, but still, for those who doesn't know and new for them, I would like to share it with them. So the story goes on like this. Kubera, we know Kubera is the god of wealth and wealth, abundance, luxury. So we were talking about Lord Kubera. So Lord Kubera is the god of wealth, abundance, luxury in our lives. So what happens is Kubera goes to Kailash, Mount Kailash, to invite God Shiva and goddess Parvati to his abundant feast that he is going to keep. So he invites them and he requests for their uh, blessings and asks them to come and show their divine presence. So what happens is Lord Shiva and Parvati, they say that they have other things to look forward to in the meantime. So they said we won't be able to make it to your the amazing, huge, abundant feast, but don't be disheartened. We will send our son Ganesha to your feast, and what you have to do is you feed him and you make him happy with your food. So, and you'll receive, that's enough for us. You will receive blessings from our end as well. So, listening to this, Kubera becomes really, really happy, and he thinks, okay, Ganesha is really a small kid, how much he can eat. So, it's very easy to, satisfy him and, satisfy his hunger. And he becomes really, happy and content and takes it on his pride and he goes to his house. So, as Ganesha enters the palace, the huge, beautiful golden palace, and Kubera offers the food to Ganesha, and he starts eating. Ganesha starts eating, and as he sees, he's not satisfied yet. His hunger is not getting cured. So Kubera gets more pride, and he takes it to his pride, and he thinks, no, I need to. I have lots of money and abundance, and I can get any food in the world. And he starts bringing lots of fruits, lots of sweets, and lots of grains and rice. But Ganesha keeps eating, and eating. So the hunger is not getting cured. So finally, what happens is, so now what happens is, he starts selling out his valuable items in the house. He starts selling out his wealthy gold and all valuable items he had in his house. It even comes to a point where he sells out his golden pillars of the palace. So when he feeds with that food, and Ganesha still being hungry, literally shakes him up, and he starts shaking and he cries, he panics, and he rushes to Lord Shiva and goddess Parvati in Mount Kailash, and he really goes to them and bows at their feet and says, I am helpless, God, I don't know what to do, because as I see that Ganesha's hunger is not getting cured. So Lord Shiva very humbly lifts him up and he says, don't panic, Kubera. And he smiles at him and he says, do you know why this is happening? So he says, you invited all of us with a sense of pride and wealth and abundance that you have, and you had this pride in you that the amount of wealth and abundance that you have is enough to fill hunger of everybody in the world. So nobody is can beat you with that. So but then he says, you have to understand there's the reason why Ganesha's hunger is not getting cured. So he says, you do one thing, you give this to Ganesha. So Parvati hands over a plate to Kubera. So goddess Parvati hands over a plate full of grains, a roasted rice basically, to Kubera, and says, you take it to Lord Ganesha and bow down to him and feed this food with lot of humility and lot of humbleness, and I'm sure his hunger will get cured. So Kubera goes to his palace and he does the same as goddess Parvati mentions to him, and the hunger gets cured. And Ganesha becomes really satisfied. His belly is full, and he's really happy. So, what do you learn from this? What's the moral of the story? So, the moral of the story is that humility is everything. You do anything for anybody, even if you are doing something for if you're doing something out of kindness, that kindness should not have a pride to it, then it's not called kindness. So if you are giving something to a person who's a needy person, and you're calling people for some good feast or anything that you do in life, if you are helping somebody, you should do not do it with pride and ahankar. You should do it with your humility and humbleness. So humbleness wins over pride. So that's the moral of the story. So that's the moral of the story, and I hope you all liked it. There are enough variations of this story, and this is the best way I could share it with you all. I hope you liked it, and I'll come up with more such stories that comes to my mind. So yes.